Okay, so a lot of people may be confused about the title of this video, but I'm pretty sure that what I'm gonna say here will all make sense in a minute. Hi, hello, ni hao, I'm Margar Jude and welcome back to another video. Considering the title of this video, I'm going to be talking about why the LGBTQ don't actually want acceptance at all. And I'm specifically talking about the American LGBTQ people. Now, if you don't know, I'm a Singaporean. And as a Singaporean gay person, I have not gotten my rights yet. Like, when I talk about like the rights of a gay person, I'm talking about homosexuality not being illegal. Gay sex shouldn't be illegal also. We should be allowed to have gay marriage, and we should also be able to adopt if we want kids. Now for the transgender, what they want is to have sex change operations so that they can undergo transition. They should be able to have medication, and they should also be able to legally switch their sex from female to male on their like birth certificate or something like that. They should be legal. They should be legally allowed to change their sex if they want to. So this is what we all want as the LGBTQ, is to basically normalize homosexuality and all the things that come with it, and basically tell people we're just human beings like you, but we're just different in a certain way. And I don't want any attention called towards my sexuality or called towards, you know, the gender identity if you're trans or whatnot. Now, these are all reasonable things, but the reason why a lot of these countries haven't got that is very likely it's just conservative values. Now, if you come across like Islamic countries, of course that is in no way how you should ever come out to those places. They will likely, some vigilante will most likely kill you in the streets if they ever find out that you're gay. Now, if we look to the West, to Europe and the Americas, these places are quite liberal compared to these other places. Here, you're able to do whatever the hell you want. Here's my problem with the LGBTQ community. Number one, the normalizing of paraphilias such as pedophilia, sexual attraction to kids, and zoophilia, sexual attraction to animals, mostly dogs or horses. All I'm saying is that these things should not be part of the LGBTQ community because they're atypical sexual behaviors which come about due to child abuse, like childhood trauma, and I think sexual impulsivity. These are atypical, and because they're atypical, they should not be normalized at all. When you look at pride parades out there, it's not childhood friendly anymore. And I would never understand why parents are bringing their children to these places. When you see drag queens twerking or dancing sexually and provocatively to get money, and they take money from the children, like the money, like the parents give the money to the child and the child gives it to the drag queen as if it knows what the fuck it's doing. And to me, this just gives off groomer behavior in general. Like, why is a drag queen dancing for kids? Third of all, I've never understood that non-binary part. The non-binary part is just dumb, okay? It is made for people who want to feel special. So a girl, for example, who is more masculine can say that she's non-binary because she's masculine. And now we just have to use her preferred pronouns because that's how she sees herself. Excuse me, I'm not gonna promote self-delusion here, okay? And not only that, right, this has gotten out of control. You don't know how many pronouns there are. It first started with neo-pronouns, okay? So it's the they, them. These were old pronouns. But then it started with zim, zer, a, but then after it started to noun self-pronouns like paint, paints, frog, frogs, demon self. Why? Tell these people that they are not valid, that they are not transgender. I call them gender aware people because let's face it, I'm a feminine man. I am feminine, but I acknowledge the fact that I'm a man and nothing can change that. How can you tell that this bullshit, that this non-binary shit is bullshit? Because it doesn't stand in reality. It's not consistent even with itself. And the thing is that people say that there's no rule book to be non-binary. So a man like Andrew Tate could say that he's a they, them, even though objectively I can say that he's cisgendered. So the thing is that There is no, it is not objective, it's just subjective. And that's why I will never use they, them, or any pronouns besides he or she when referring to one person, unless I don't know their gender. Then I use they. Seeing the shit fuckery that's happening in the LGBTQ community, these countries will breathe a sigh of relief that they would never accept us. Don't talk about religious reasons by saying that no, it goes against God, it goes against the Quran, it goes against the Bible, or blah blah blah. No, now they have a genuine reason to hate us. Now they can say that no, you are grooming our children, you're indoctrinating our children to this. I don't want my children to know this. I don't want you to forcefully transition my child. I don't want any of this to happen to my child. Because they associate gay with LGBTQ, they can't separate the two. They can never separate the two. Now, of course, it's going to be a two-way street as well. Because, of course, when they use the Bible or the Quran against us, then we can't really do anything about it. When you do this stuff, you are giving you're giving ammunition to the homophobes. That is what you're doing. Now, in America, you can actually see that non-binary people and transgender people, or people who identify as transgender and non-binary people, actually become popular. Because, let's face it, this is the hip thing now, is to, I don't know, be confused about your gender. The thing is that it's not supposed to be popular. It's supposed to be normal. Being transgender should be normal, not popular. And that is why they want to be non-binary. It's not because they are actually non-binary. It's because they're normal, but they want to feel special. That's what. And that goes against the movement of the LGBTQ. Just to be normalized and then move on our day. Move on with our fucking lives rather than talk about sexuality and gender all day. That's what we want. I'll take for example Qatar. And in Qatar they have very deep religious culture, very deep Islamic culture, and you know that from the fact that they literally had to ban alcohol in the stadium. Everyone started going ape shit about it. People also drew attention to migrant workers, the migrant workers who built the stadiums, and tragically died as a result. They also drew attention to the LGBTQ rights problem, where in, I think, Qatar, if you're caught to be gay, I think if a citizen is found out to be gay, I think he'll get the death penalty. I can't remember. In accordance to all these human rights issues, what did the Western world do? A bunch of countries in the Western world decided to create One Love armbands, distribute it in Qatar, which I think they promptly got banned. I can't remember the details, but then and also Germany's team decided to do this. I don't know what that is. Let's face it, I know their shtick. Okay, I know when the Western world is bullshitting, and this is where they're bullshitting. They want to feel superior, they want to feel morally virtuous, and I don't know why. The thing is that they just have different values. Will I come to Qatar's defense of homophobia? Of course not. I'll still respect the culture when I go there, because when in Rome, do as the Romans do. Not only that, right, there were a bunch of people abroad protesting in the streets of don't know which city, like London or something, protesting in these cities, occupying just one lane, and then just holding up signs saying that Qatar, stop it. You know, I don't know what these are supposed to say, but like they think that they're standing up for trans rights and LGBTQ, but I don't know what that is. I don't know what kind of support that is, and I get tired of it all. Like, let's face it, the forcing of LGBTQ rights on a group of people is not going to work. What we've seen from history is that in most cases, forcing things onto a group of people is not going to end well. In conclusion, this is why I do not think that the LGBTQ community actually wants acceptance at all. It's depressing, and you know, this just goes to show that people prefer to be popular, prefer to think about their identity, prefer to think about themselves over other people who are suffocating in a homophobic atmosphere, as if they don't acknowledge that USA isn't the only country that exists in this world. Anyways guys, I hope you enjoyed this video. Please comment, like and subscribe, and yeah, I will see you in my next video. Bye!